Oh, just doing a quick video here. So I got all the plastic parts off the side of the engine here with the intake manifold. So PCV has come off because they leak and it failed. Intake has come off because of the buildup on the valves that has to be cleaned up. This is 240,000 kilometers. And the water regulator or thermostat housing has come off. It's just plastic and it's about 15 years old, so it's well overdue for changing. They don't last forever. And then the oil filter housing and oil cooler have to come off as well. So basically everything plastic on this side of the engine. So this is North American driver's side, has come off and get serviced. And that's kind of what it looks like after it's all over, or when it's apart. Not a lot of bolts come out. Like, this is all the hardware that came out. That, and these are kind of grouped a bit just to kind of keep the general groups together. But you need a lot of wrenches to get it out. That's what I end up using. Bars and custom tool. This guy here I use almost all the time. It's a cheap flat screwdriver that I bent. I use that for getting under hoses, then using silicone to spray and try to get those hoses off. The hoses are just glued right on. And this is good for the sensor clips too. So you can get under the top of the clip and then push it with your one hand, push this down, and then pull the whole clip back. But I broke about 3 or 4. I'm not worried about it. I've broken quite a few before, and then when you want to put them back together, you can just is there any, I don't think any are broken anyway. This one's kind of broken, I think. Anyway, you just put a dab of silicone just in one corner. Kind of by those grooves would be a good place. Just a dab, just a pinhead of silicone, and put it in. It'll dry and hold it together. You'll never know the difference. Then here's the thermostat housing. You can see the thermostat inside. We're over here, right down there. So there's that. So that has to be changed, and it's just a plastic housing. These plastic housings just aren't built to last. Like, it lasted a long time, 15 years, 240,000 kilometers. But if it's apart and it's just 2 bolts to get that off, and then the hardest part is getting the hoses off. When the hoses come off, then it's a good idea to change it there. Then, and there's that oil cooler, just a little tiny guy. This oil cooler and that housing, there's the old hangers off. Let's put the housing down here with the oil pan for now. This is drip drying. They take all of this hardware to get off. So you need a 10mm, a 6mm Allen, and a 5mm Allen, and another wrench for the sensor, just to get that one piece off. It's pretty unbelievable, but it's hard to find all the parts. So here's this guy. Yeah, so there's the oil cooler side. You can see the kind of where the bolts go, but this wasn't too bad. The seals are definitely screwed. And the seals are definitely flattened, so oil cooler side, there's no, you can't feel the seal at all. It's completely flat. There's no protruding seal. And this side here, I was worried that it'd be eroded. I've seen other videos where it'll break down in that section there. It's the tiny thin wall of plastic keeping the seal from pushing in. But this is okay, but still I bought a new one anyway. I don't know how long it'll be okay for now. And it comes with the seal, but I bought a good seal from Rock Auto. So here's the intake seal mal. So I don't like to mess around with seals because they're so hard to get on and off. Yeah, so that intake seal will go here on the intake manifold. 3 of the injectors came out and 1 stayed in the head. There's a seal that's stuck in one of them. I popped out. They're a common injector. You can actually basically read the part number on it. It's, I don't know this camera, I'll go in the sun and look at it. Yeah, there you go, there's the part number there. 36A is what it ends in. And the seal is there, and there's the plastic backup ring, and then the seal, the blue seal will go there. I'm actually not going to reseal these. I was going to buy a set that are sealed and put them all together, but I'm just going to put them back in. The carbons are running okay, so I'll probably take this manifold off and curse myself later, but let's try that. A new set of injectors is only about $200, and then $400 for kind of a higher end set if there is a set, but or you can get rebuilt ones on eBay for $110. They look good. Just go through them, clean them, test them, and then use them again. So it's an option. And there's my intake little plenum divider things. They're just soaking in paint thinner for now. Any Varsol or anything gasoline would start to get the shit off of them. And then, yeah, so there's the one injector that's stuck. So number 3 is still in the head. When the manifold first came off, I was like, oh my god, I ripped it in half, but I didn't realize that that is the injector there. That's all it sticks out. And then the blue seal goes on there. Okay, so hope this helps. There's the hoses in the back. Your heater hoses up to your cabin. It's just a mass of plumbing back there. Something's built wet back there I need to check out. There's so many coolant line connections. It's crazy. You know, connection there, connection there, connection there. And there'll be more connections along the way. You know, one hose has multiple connections for some reason. I don't know what they were thinking. Like 2 there. It just, there's so many, it's mind-boggling. So I ordered every hose that Rock Auto sold. So I got this one, and I think the one that goes on there, and some more short ones that they have. I'm not even sure when they show up. I'll have to figure out what I got. And I have to get a new seal for this one, the low rat hose to the thermostat. So as I go through this now, I'm going to go through. I'm probably going to break this bolt and any flywheel bolts I can reach, just so that when I do have to do the clutch, I know that I can come out, because it's just everything's so layered, heavy on this car, this design. If you can access anything, try to get it off, loosen it, put it back to torque specs. You can put some lubricant on it, depending on what it is. Just can get out later. There's it. One of the triple square tools, how to use. Just in there to keep shit out of the dipstick. So I hope that helps. I'll get these knock sensors, loosen them off, make sure they come out. There's your flywheel speed sensor. That's nasty down there, so I should actually mail search that and see if there's a new one for fair price. I'll put a new one in right now. Just stuff like that, just basically preventive maintenance. This car ran fine, but it had an oil leak, and at idle it stumbled a little bit, and the PCV valve was shot. So, you know, before summer I want to drive it a lot, just want to do it all. So basically take everything off this side of the engine, everything plastic, and then once that's off, you can reseal and replace as required, and you have a lot more reliable car. And once that's bolted up, this side is pretty simple, and the rest of the car is good. So just these plastic parts they use on this side of the engine is what the real Achilles heel for this Audi A4 B7 is. 2-liter. So here we are. We got the parts just going back on now. Just put on the replacement thermostat housing, replacement oil filter base, and oil cooler base. These are from China, from Ali Express, shipped from China. And they all come all VW branded. That and the coolant or thermostat base. So definitely worthwhile to check parts from there. They seem good. They fit right. I haven't ran yet to make sure they don't leak. I think they're a bit wet, so I just back flushed my heater core hoses, and I took the O-rings out and cleaned them up, and put it back in. I couldn't find replacement heater core hose O-rings, so that was a bit of a bummer. Going pretty good so far. Got the piping off, just replacing all the clamps that I can with worm clamps. Got the rear cooling tree off. There's where the air pump would go. That's where the coolant will go. It's a bit oily down there still too, so I'll have to clean out that. You can see the oil still left behind. So I think I had a bad air pump leak, and then that was replaced with new. Just got that air pump here. So I had a new air pump installed, and then here's the cooling manifold. So this is the original one. It's kind of no name, but was original on the car. Or no, it's not. Vico. So that's the one that came off. It's actually in okay shape. I could use it easily. I got a new seal for it. But here's the replacement. I just put I couldn't get a 2-pin temperature sensor in time. I ordered one, but it didn't ship from Amazon, which kind of bit. So I just cleaned it up a little bit. Looks like I clean up a bit more. And there's the new, this part number and everything on it. And that's not from Volkswagen. That's just from, I think, Amazon. I got this one. There's where the thermostat or temp sender sits at. So anyway, I just thought everything plastic on this engine to take off, replace, reseal, replace primarily. If you can get another one, reseal it. I had to get some O-rings and stuff from the Volkswagen dealer, which is fine. They're a good deal. $1 to $3 per seal. Also need a bolt. This engine has 7mm bolts in it at the thermostat or the regulator housing flange. So right here. Yeah, I guess thermostat flange, regular housing flange. These guys are 7mm, and most stores carry 6 or 8mm. So I had to buy those. Oh yeah, these are 7s as well. The ones with the Allen head internal and 10mm external are 7s, 7mm thread. So I had to get a couple things from the Volkswagen dealership. And there's the worm clamps going on here. Just so if I ever have to do work on this car again and get the hoses off easy. That was the hardest part I found, is getting the hoses off. There's the wiring harness. I'll go back in pretty soon. And it's going way better putting it together, so it's much easier to reinstall than to disassemble. It's got to clean up a few more things on here, put the new gasket in, and then plug that back on. So that's about it. Just hope this helps get a good look of what's going to go down once you get the parts off, and what's all plastic and what's going to mess you up. It is all pretty accessible. Like, yeah, back there's a couple of bolts you have to struggle with a little bit, but not that bad. This bracket here and ground has a triple square holding it in, so that sucks. And then the other triple square is goes right there. Over here, right there, for the intake manifold support bracket. But whatever. And then there's the injectors in. It's ready to put some tape on now, so nothing gets in there. And I had a couple caps that actually do fit. So yeah, just a good backyard job. Not too harsh to do. That power steering pump leaks pretty bad, but I should maybe look at that later. It doesn't really lose oil, but it's just messy. Try to clean it up once you get the engine back running and everything, get it warm and give it a good wash. I never did remove this bottle. I haven't found a time when I need to access that area. Okay, so hope this helps. Definitely a fun job. I'm enjoying doing it. Some bolts are a bit of a struggle, but if you're not in a rush, it's fine. If you're in a rush, this could be a nightmare because there's a lot of things to clean up. Like every flange has to be cleaned. The O-rings, some you have to reuse, some you don't. It's hard to find them all in one spot. Went to Pelican Parts, my local parts shop, Volkswagen, Ali Express, eBay, and just general parts online just to get all the parts together. Oh, and it takes this 2006 A4 B7 stock takes a 2-inch clamp right after the cowl converter. This is a 2 1/4. It actually takes a 2-inch. So I didn't realize that. Everywhere I looked, it said 2 1/4, but I put the 2 1/4 on and it doesn't really fit. So it's 2-inch. Just little stuff like that, and I keep it happy. So, here's the injector seals. They're eBay, $20 for 4. So that's fine, you know. I just did the big O-ring and the backing plate. I didn't do the small actual nozzle tip seals. I don't have the tool. You can get a special tool to expand them and then let them sit back in and all that stuff. But whatever, they're back in the head. They're not gonna leak out combustion. If they do, then I'll take a little apart and do them again. Okay, I think that's about it. Got a new mass sensor. Again, it's Alibaba. Or no, Ali Express. I'm dating myself by saying Alibaba. There's the sensor. Comes complete. And that was, I can't remember how much, but it's cheap. And there's the extra gaskets I got. I got these from, Rock Auto. Rock Auto, I got a lot of parts from too. And the filter base came with seals anyway, but I got this, because I was going to reuse my original one first, and then I didn't. This original filter base, or filter holder. I don't know where the base is, it's here somewhere. And not a lot of hardware comes off, so that's not bad. Well. Okay, hope this helps. Hopefully I get it running soon, and then that'll be that. I got a new snubber too. This was Rock Auto. I got it. That's a front engine support snubber. The old one's not too bad, but it's not great. This is cracked, so I repaired the female connector on that. It was cracked kind of right across there. And that's your variable cam position valve. Pretty expensive. Even knockoff ones are a few bucks, so I definitely wanted to fix it. Clean up the terminals and stuff. They're pretty corroded, so got them quite a bit cleaner. Okay, yeah, and this is the 4-position or 4-pin one I got on Amazon. It says it fits your car. Well, it does not fit my car because you take a 2-pin up behind the head there. So lots of stuff like that. You get parts, they may or may not work, but they're a fraction of the factory price, so what the heck. And I'm in no rush anyway, so just see what I get and go from there. A couple leftover hoses. I bought every hose you can buy just in case, to get as many as possible replaced, to reduce the chance of a hose blowing in the middle of nowhere. Then you have to take half a day to get at the hose and then try to find another hose. Okay. Have a good one. So, one of the delays I'm having is parts. When you order them and try to find, the best deals, which is kind of what I'm doing. It's a project. I don't have a need for this car. It's just something to do, and that's fun. It takes a while for the parts to get here. So this is what I ordered so far. This is, so I got this from Ali Express, mass sensor, and then the gaskets from Rock Auto. This is from Rock Auto 2 Thermostat. Because of the housing. The box has been returned a few times, so hopefully that's okay. It doesn't look like it's ever been installed though. And then this temp sensors from Ali Express. And then these are the hoses that Rock Auto had. This guy, a lot of little joining hoses. And this guy here. I had to cut that one off, so I'm glad I got that one. And then they had a couple seals, but not many. Temperature sender and clip and seal, and then dry belt. So that's one problem with this car, is not everything is available online. All the kind of consumables like seals, hoses, all that stuff, they're all going to dry up and go one day, and they're kind of tough to find. I still have more coming from Pelican Parts. They had quite a few seals available and some other stuff, so kind of waiting for them. And then I'm also waiting for the oil filter housing. That was an eBay purchase. It's about $100. Here's the old one. There's the old one there, so the seal's done on it. I could reuse this one. It looks okay, but it's okay now. I don't know how much longer it'll be okay for, so just waiting for that. So basically, I want to put that on first, but I don't have it, so that's kind of the hold up here. It's giving me time to clean the valves and go through the injectors and stuff, but still, if you're gonna get one of these cars, I advise to order all this stuff kind of in one shot, and then have everything in kind of the work can go smoothly instead of doing one thing, waiting, closing everything up, put your tools away, getting another part. So just the best to order everything that they have. They don't have it all either, so I might have to go to the Volkswagen dealer and see if I can get some more seals. Which is no big deal. They're in town here. They're a good bunch. I bought a lot of stuff from them before, but if you're shopping online, you better order early and buy everything they got. Okay, thanks, bye.